Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, where today I was playing with these three palettes, these two from ColourPop, or Kid You Not, Lie Like You A Lot, and then the turquoise birthstone palette from BH Cosmetics. I did this eyeshadow look. If you would like to see how I did it, then don't go anywhere. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow, and I upload 3 to 4 videos a week, all eyeshadow related content. So if you would like to see lots more, I hope that you will consider liking and subscribing. Okay, so for today's look, I want to do like a purple burgundy gold kind of thing. I pulled out these three palettes. This is going to be my gold shimmer, and then I'm going to do something with a light wash of lavender purple and deepen it with Or Kid You Not. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. I've already primed my eyes. I used the Glam Light Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting, and I'm going to start by taking the Lie Like You A Lot palette from ColourPop, and I'm going to grab a medium blending brush. I'm going to start with the shade Imagine That. Now, when you look at this palette, Imagine That looks kind of brownish, but once you place it on the eye, you'll see it's actually quite a purple tone. I'm going to put this in my whole outer crease area. I think I'll go one lighter than this, so I probably won't blend it all the way up towards my brow. I'll just leave it in the crease and the outer corner, like the general area, and go from there. I'm a little sleepy today. My baby woke up feverish yesterday, and she spent the whole day feverish and just not feeling well, and she didn't eat well and she didn't rest well. It was quite a chore getting her to nap. There was one point in the day where I spent an hour trying to get her to nap, like rocking her, cuddling her, swaddling, nursing, and then finally it was the middle of the day, so it was pretty bright in the room even though the shades were closed, and I was blocking out as much light as I could. But finally I carried her into my closet, which is inside of the bathroom, inside of the bedroom. So it's like a double interior room, and I shut the door and it was pitch black. And she was like, I could feel her looking around, like, what's going on here? Until finally she stopped moving and settled and went to sleep. And even that wasn't a very good nap. She woke up relatively soon afterwards and was fussing again. So it was kind of a long day for her. She had a rough day. And then when she was awake and playing, she kept bumping into things and falling over because she wasn't feeling well, and poor little thing. It was just a rough day for her. I'm going to take color switch this brush and take the same brush. I now want to grab the shade Ghostin', which is a light pink, and I'm going to use this on the edge and blend this up towards the brow bone. This is my lighter transition tone, putting it on really, really lightly. So anyway, the baby had a rough day. She was slightly feverish all day, and then in the evening her fever went up a little bit, and she had a rough night as well, which of course means, you know, everyone had a rough night, except I think my older daughter slept, but my husband and I
woke up like 5 times.
Oh no, she didn't sleep. But my husband and I were up with the baby a good amount, and then we just had her sleep in the bed with us. And she slept better when she was in bed because she just wanted to be held. And you really can't get annoyed with a little one who just wants to be cuddled, especially when they're not feeling well. It was sweet. But it was tiring. Around 2 a.m. I hadn't gotten much sleep, and my husband woke up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, can you snuggle her so that I can roll over into a comfortable position and get a couple hours of sleep? Because he had slept most of the night. So he did, and I know that he went back to sleep too, and so did the baby. It was just, you know, sick kid makes for a long night. So she's still feverish, and I finally got her to nap. So I keep hearing little noises on the baby monitor, like she'll sort of stir and fuss a little bit and then settle. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to grab the Or Kid You Not palette from ColourPop. You know, I used to have Wine and Only, which was more burgundy tones, like red-based tones. Definitely not red, but red-based burgundies. That was a really good palette, great quality, but I decluttered it because I just didn't use those colors, and that was my concern when I bought Or Kid You Not, because I thought, well, they're certainly different tones. These are definitely deep berry tones, but I didn't know, you know, am I going to not use it the way that I didn't really use Wine and Only? But this is a great palette. I am really enjoying it. And I like that it has a couple lighter tones. Overall, it's quite a deep palette. You can go like a really smoky look, but it's good. I like it. I don't think I'll declutter this one, at least not after using it quite a lot. I'm going to take a slightly smaller and denser blending brush. I think I'll grab the shade Moth first of all, and I'll dip into the pan and then place this only in my outer corner. I want to be careful because these are much, much deeper tones, and I do want to deepen the outer corner, but not cover the whole lid space. Definitely not go up to the crease. So I'm just like whispering up to the crease, just touching it very lightly and getting this shade on my outer corner. I'm going to go pretty pretty light with this one actually. I'm going to deepen it a little bit more with a yet smaller brush, and that'll be it. And now with a much smaller blending brush, I'm going into the shade Nuh-Uh, which is the darkest shade in this palette. All of these shadows have a decent amount of kick up because it's just the formulation of trying to get these tones in eyeshadow. So always be careful with this palette because you'll get a lot of kick up and possibly a lot of fallout, and it might make a mess if you've done your face before. So just a heads up. So I'm taking the shade Nuh-Uh, and I'm going to keep this in the very extreme and smallest outer corner triangle. Just want to add a little bit more depth, another layer, but not a very big layer, just a little bit. Remember, you can always re-dip, go back into the pan, get a little bit more, but you can't take it away if you've added too much. I mean, unless there's fallout, then just take a makeup or a baby wipe or some coconut oil and clean it up. But I mean, like on the lid itself, you can't take away if you've added too much. Then with my original blending brush, I'm just softening out all these edges. I feel like I want to bring in a smidge more purpley lavender tone. So I might go back into Lilac You a Lot and do something a little bit more. So with the blending brush that I used initially, I'm going into Lilac You a Lot, and I'm going to take the shade Zoned Out and put this in the inner crease. I want to bring a little bit more lilac lavender color to the look. All right, that's much nicer. I like that what I did was I basically concentrated that color right here at the inner crease and in the inner corner area, and that's pretty. Now I want to throw on some shimmer. So within the turquoise palette, there's this beautiful gold shimmer called Wise, and this is what I want to play with today. I'm going to dip in with a flat C or shader brush, and then I'm going to spray it so that I can control fallout and be able to apply it a little bit more precisely. So I'm taking Wise, and I'm going to place this starting at the inner corner and go out to meet the burgundies. I think I'm not going to go all the way into the inner corner. I'm almost there, but not completely. Because it's such a big contrast from the lavender shade that I laid down there, I think I might use something more transitional between the lavender and the gold. But the gold to the burgundy is not going to be a problem, so I'll just gently put that over here. Now with the blending brush, the smaller, denser one that I used for some of these darker berry tones, I'm not taking additional product, but I'm just tapping where the shimmer meets the matte to help work them together a little bit better. Now to finish off the transition from the gold shimmer to that lavender color, I'm taking the same flat blending brush, going into the shade Influential within the BH palette, and I'm going to spray that again. This shade is more of a peachy shimmer, and I'm just going to place this at the inner corner now because I think it'll be a better bridge between the purpley tone and the gold tone. There we go. Do you see now it's not as stark of a contrast between the blue toned lavender colors and that gold shimmer because this peachy shimmer kind of bridged the gap. I think it's pretty. Now I should do something on the lower lash line, right? Okay, now for the lower lash line, I'm taking a small pencil brush, going back into Lilac You a Lot, and I want to take the shade Zoned Out. I really like this shade. Actually, this palette, I feel like this might be the first palette I hit pan in, which surprises me because I feel like I don't actually use it that much, but when I do use it, I mean, I get a lot of shadow out of it. I use a lot of the product. So I don't know, I'm just going to carry that through the whole lower lash line. It brings a lovely blue purple tint to the look. And I'll bring it all the way out to the outer corner, but I'm not going to leave it there. I mean, I'm not going to leave the outer corner this color. For the outer corner, I'm going to take a smudger brush, go back into Or Kid You Not, and grab the shade Buddies. And I'm going to place this in the lower lash line outer corner. This is probably the most true purple toned berry color within the Or Kid You Not palette. It's not a true purple, but it's got the most purple undertones as opposed to having more berry brown undertones. And that's why I chose it for the lower lash line here. Because it's adding in some depth, but still matching with the purple. And then just for kicks, I'm going to take a very small pencil brush. In the Or Kid You Not palette, I'm going to take the shade Pretty One, which is a beautiful light toned shimmer. And I'm going to spray it. Every time I spray my brush, I don't keep the brush super close to the spray, so the spray dissipates, and I end up chasing the mist through the air. It's ridiculous. I don't want to waste my spray by spraying a whole bunch of times. You know, the brush is this big. I'm going to take the shade Pretty One and place this right here as an inner corner highlight. Just a little pop of sparkle on top of that lavender shade. I think I have enough going on as far as colors, so I'm just going to take a white eyeliner and line my tightline my waterline, and then I'm going to finish everything up and I'll be back to show you how it looks. Okay guys, here's the finished look. I put on some winged eyeliner. I have a new one now because my last one dried up. This is from Kookie Professionals, Kokie. It's the gel ink dual-ended eyeliner. This is amazing. I mean, I don't have that much experience with eyeliner, but this is one of the brush tips, and then the other side is a pencil, but the brush tip has so much pigment. I was actually able to do the wing with this instead of grabbing my paintbrush and my little pot of gel. So, I mean, I don't know how long it's going to be this good. Maybe the tip will eventually dry out, but so far, really nice. On my lips, I put a little bit of Burt's Bees lip shimmer in the shade Caramel, and then I topped it with ColourPop lip oil in the shade Hay. Pardon the wet hair, it's still wet from my shower because once I finally got my baby to sleep, I grabbed a quick shower. And that is everything though. I don't have anything else on my face. I don't have highlighter, or I don't think anything else. It's just the eyes. And you know what? I'm really glad that I did the second shimmer into the gold, because I think the bright yellow toned gold with the more purple tones from the lilac palette were a bit too much of a weird contrast, like warm tone, cool tone. But then that shimmer, the peachy shimmer from the BH Cosmetics palette going into, like from the cool tone purple into the warm tone yellow, it kind of made the yellow look a hint more rose gold. And that, I think, carried it through and sort of brought everything together. So I really like the look. I hope you do as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for clicking on my video, for watching, for giving me your time. I hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see lots more colorful content. And great news, I have officially filmed for the entire time that I'm away on vacation. I've got like a week to go, so I might actually just do some looks without filming them, because at this point I'm so far ahead of myself that I'm going to be filming like well into September at this point. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, again, thank you very much for hanging out with me, and until I see you in my next video, I hope you have a great day. Bye.
But it's Calico Critter stuff.
Yeah, and when you play with Calico Critters, you're using your imagination. When you're watching it on TV, you're watching a cartoon version of someone else's imagination.
Well, I can use that as inspiration too for when I play Calico Critters.
Your imagination does not need help. No. It's too young for you. You need to be challenging yourself with more adult things or more mature things.